So we are starting the grammar 1 unit 10, and we can see transparencies, and the first transparency that you can see is the grammar focus. Okay, you are seeing the present perfect and the use of the words already and yet. The present perfect is formed with the verb have plus the past participle. In the first column, you have the formula for making question. The second column to make a sentence, and the third column is the contraction about the auxiliary and the pronoun and the auxiliary. Okay. For example, here, have you been to a jazz club? So in this part, you can see the auxiliary, the pronoun, and the verb in past participle. That is the formula for making a question. For making a sentence, you have here the other part. Yes, I've been to several. But if you want to say no, you have the other part. No, I haven't been to one. Okay? The formula is pronoun plus the auxiliary with the negation plus the verb in past participle and the complement. Okay? And the contraction about the pronoun and the auxiliary you can see here. And for the special pronouns, you could see in this part his, she's, and its. Is different because the auxiliary is not have, the auxiliary is has. For example, here, no, he hasn't visited any parks. So the contraction, he has, she has, it has, is, his, she's, its, is different for the other pronouns. So now, check the pronunciation in the IC file. Oh my gosh.
Page 65. Exercise 3. Grammar focus. Present perfect. Already, yet. The present perfect is formed with the verb have plus the past participle.
Have you been to a jazz club?
Yes, I've been to several.
No, I haven't been to one.
Has Carlos visited the theme parks?
Yes, he's visited 3 or 4.
No, he hasn't visited any parks.
Have they eaten dinner yet?
Yes, they've already eaten.
No, they haven't eaten yet.
Contractions.
I've equals I have. You've equals you have. He's equals he has. She's equals she has. It's equals it has. We've equals we have. They've equals they have. Hasn't equals has not. Haven't equals have not.
Okay, now, so you could repeat the audios the times that you need it, okay? So back, back again to the transparencies. In the next transparency, you can see this conceptual map about the time and you can see now a sentence that are using the past participle. For example, you have here now is the present and this is the past. The past participle is the time between the present and the past, the long past, okay? Carlos arrived theme park now, okay? Is a description about something is coming in this moment, but is walking, and finally he arrived to the place. Tienes aquí el mapa conceptual y se supone que el pasado participio describe la situación de algo o de alguien, de lo que ha ocurrido en el último momento, en los últimos instantes, o no es o de un tiempo no prolongado, o bien de un tiempo que no es preciso. ¿Okay? Por ejemplo, en este caso, en este ejemplo que se te da aquí, Carlos arrived theme park now. Te está hablando de un pasado muy próximo, ¿ok? Carlos llegó al parque temático ahora, ¿ok? Carlos arribó, Carlos llegó. So, in this part, you have the formula to make the sentence, the affirmative sentence. And you have here the formula to make a question in past participle, okay? Subject plus has or have. It depends about the pronouns. Sorry. Has is for he, she, and it. Remember that those pronouns are special. And have is for the rest. I, you, we, and they. And then you write the verb in past participle. And remember, the irregular verbs and the regular verbs are different, okay? The regular verbs, you add the ed at the final of the verb, but in the irregular verbs, you change that word, okay? For making question, you write first the auxiliary plus subject plus past participle, okay? Next, transparency. Well, I thought for you this frame, and in this frame you can see an explanation about the different times and the grammar in the English language, okay? You have the past perfect simple here, the past simple, the present perfect simple, the past perfect continuous, the past continuous, and the present perfect continuous. And all of them are different, okay? Look at them, okay? Este cuadro te va a dar la explicación de diferentes gramáticas del inglés en diferentes espacios del tiempo, cómo se pueden conjugar. Entonces, yo te invito a que lo veas, lo cheques, lo revises, te puede ayudar bastante para comprender. Tiene ejemplos y te puedes ayudar mucho, mucho para comprender cómo hablar y cómo estructurar tus oraciones, tus preguntas, tus oraciones en negativo y comprender por qué escribes incorrectamente, ¿verdad? O qué es lo que estás escribiendo. Okay? For example, you have here the present perfect simple. That is the topic in this unit. The present perfect simple and the past participle, with the past participle. Have you ever been to London? I have seen this film 3 times. John hasn't finished his homework yet. I haven't been to the cinema this week. And we are using to the present perfect continuous too. Either present perfect continuous. Here. How long have you been waiting for me? My hands are dirty now because I have been repairing my bicycle. You look tired. Have you been working hard? Okay. Check this frame and study hard. Okay. Now, next transparency. You have here another frame about the present perfect continuous. And you have in the first column the pronouns. The pronouns. And the second one column, you have the auxiliary have or has. And you can see the difference and the use of the have and the has. Well, don't pay attention here, okay? Just in the other parts. For example, make a question, or sorry, make a sentence. I have been playing tennis for 2 years. La oración dice, he estado jugando tenis o practicando tenis por 2 años. ¿Ok? Ya llevo 2 años. Puede ser 2 años un día o casi 2 años, pero lo redondeo, ¿verdad? Y digo, por 2 años. Another one sentence. He has been working here for 1 year. For 1 year, okay? Another example. They haven't been, this is negative, okay? They haven't been studying English for 2 years. Okay? Ellos no han estado estudiando aquí han estado estudiando inglés, perdón, han estado estudiando inglés por 2 años. Ellos no han estado estudiando inglés por 2 años. Ojo. Next example. She's is the contraction. Remember, she's is the contraction for has. She has been collecting stamps for 1 year. Okay. Next, transparency. Present perfect. Have, has, plus participle. We use this tense for action which started in the past and have a result or consequences in the present. Okay, and you can see this line of time. I have studied German for a year. Tom hasn't defeated Jerry for years. Have you seen the last Brad Pitt's film? There are 2 possibilities to get the participle. Regular verbs by adding d or ed, and for the irregular verbs, third column of the list of irregular verbs. Okay? Vamos a estar usando las acciones del presente perfecto y en el pasado como el resultado o las consecuencias del mismo presente, en el mismo presente, es decir, algo que ya nos ha sucedido en el pasado y que ha tenido consecuencias o hasta en la actualidad. Para eso es el presente perfecto, ¿ok? Con el uso del pasado participio. Y te dice, ahí te menciona 3 ejemplos de oraciones donde tú puedes observar el uso del have o del has, en el caso de siempre depende del pronombre, y te menciona el auxiliar y después el verbo en pasado participio. Y tú puedes verlo aquí, por ejemplo, dice, yo he estudiado alemán por 1 año. He estudiado alemán por 1 año. Entonces, es decir, te está diciendo que lo ha estudiado, pero no te define si lo sigue estudiando. Solo dice, lo he estudiado por 1 año. Entonces, te da a entender que esa persona continúa estudiándolo o que al menos lo ha estudiado durante 1 año. En el otro caso, por ejemplo, dice, Tom hasn't defeated Jerry for years. Tom, y aquí te lo está negando, Tom no ha derrotado, no ha perdido a Jerry por años, no ha perdido con Jerry por años, ¿ok? O sea, no se ha vencido por años. Y no menciona la cantidad, sino que son varios, ¿verdad? No es 1 al menos, pueden ser 2 o más. Y en el otro ejemplo te dice la fórmula de cómo usar para hacer una pregunta. Have you seen the last Brad Pitt's film? ¿Has tú visto el último filme de Brad Pitt? ¿Has visto la última película de Brad Pitt? Lo traduciríamos más coloquialmente, ¿verdad? ¿Has visto el último filme o la última peli de Brad Pitt? ¿Has visto? O sea, no hoy, puede ser hoy, ayer, antier, la semana pasada, no sé. Desde que salió el último filme, que si lo has visto. Have you seen the last Brad Pitt's film? There are 2 possibilities to get the participle. Y entonces en la otra parte te dice que cuando tú uses los verbos regulares, tú solamente agregas el de o el id, ed, al final del verbo, pero es muy distinto cuando tienes que usar los verbos irregulares. ¿Por qué? Porque cambian y no les puedes agregar ni la D ni la ED. Next, transparency. We are seeing the use of the ever, never, and other else, okay? But the first one is have you ever, ever. And remember this, have, that is a question, okay? It begins with have, so you have a question here. Si este comienza con have, entonces estás viendo una pregunta. Have you ever? Next of the use ever is the verb in past participle. Have you ever ridden a motorbike? ¿Alguna vez has manejado alguna vez una motocicleta? Interior. You want to know if something has happened before the verb, ¿ok? Tú quieres ahora saber si hay alguien que lo ha vivido, ¿verdad? Le ha pasado antes del verbo. Entonces tú lo tienes que usar antes del verbo. Ever es antes del verbo. Recuerda esto, en el uso del ever y never, ¿ok? Siempre, sea pregunta, sea oración, sea negativo, siempre el ever y never van a ir antes del verbo. Next example. I have never, next. What is the next? The verb in past participle. I have never climbed the Mont Blanc. Nunca he escalado el Monte Blanco. Negative meaning. You say that something hasn't happened before the verb, ¿ok? El significado de la negación es cuando tú quieres decir algo que no ha sucedido. Entonces, ¿dónde pones el never o dónde va a ir el never? Antes del verbo, ¿ok? Ever, never, before the verb, ¿ok? Remember that. Next, already and just. Already and just, okay? You have here the first example, and that is a sentence. I have already finished the English task. I have already, and then you have the verb in past participle. I have already finished the English task. Affirmative. You have done the task sooner than expected. Before the verb. Tú has realizado, tú has hecho la tarea lo más pronto de lo esperado. ¿Dónde va? Antes del verbo. Just. Sue has just left to school. Affirmative. She left a few seconds or minutes ago. Before the verb. It's the same, okay? It's the same case. Sue or she, Sue has just is before the verb, and the verb is in past participle. Past participle. She, or in this case, her name is Sue. Sue has just left to school. She left a few seconds or minutes ago, before the verb, okay? You have here two verbs, still and yet. And when the meaning is the similar between them, okay? But the order in the position of the sentence or question is different, okay? For example, you have here still they still haven't woken up. First action hasn't happened for the moment, so still you write still before the auxiliary. When you write yet, it's different in the position of the sentence or question. For example, Peter hasn't asked me out yet, and the position is at the end of the sentence, even at the end of the question. Peter hasn't asked me out yet is the action hasn't happened for the moment. And the question, for example, has John split up with his girlfriend yet? It is when you want to know if the action has happened at the moment, okay? Or before the moment. But the adverb yet is at the final of the end, at the final of the sentence or the question, but still is before the auxiliary. Still y yet son adverbios que significan lo mismo, si todavía, si aún, si ya. Pero la posición en la que van en una oración o en una pregunta es diferente. Por ejemplo, tienes they still haven't woken up para mencionar que una acción que no ha pasado hasta el momento. Entonces tú escribes still o tú quieres usar still y lo tienes que poner antes del auxiliar. They still haven't woken up. Ellos aún no se han levantado. Pero, por ejemplo, en el caso de yet, tú escribes yet o quieres usar la palabra yet y esta va hasta el final de la oración o del cuestionario, perdón, de la pregunta. Por ejemplo, Peter hasn't asked me out yet. Está mencionando, en este caso, la oración está negando una situación que no ha pasado hasta el momento. Es decir, que puede pasar, que puede suceder, pero que hasta ahora, hasta ese momento, no ha sucedido. Peter no me ha invitado a salir todavía o aún. The action hasn't happened for the moment. En el caso de elaborar una pregunta, bueno, también va al final, pero en este caso significa, por ejemplo, si ya ha sucedido esa acción. Por ejemplo, has John split up with his girlfriend yet? En este caso está preguntando si John ya se ha separado de su novia, si ya lo ha hecho, para querer decir, saber si la acción ya ha sucedido, de enterarse, ¿verdad? Si eso ya sucedió o aún no. Okay, next. You have here a frame about the adverbs that we saw before: ever, never, already, just, still, and yet, and the position of them and the sentence, affirmative, interrogative, or negative, and the meaning of them. Okay, for example, ever right before the verb, never before the verb, already before the verb, just before the verb, still before the auxiliary, and yet at the end of the sentence or interrogative. Okay, and the meaning you have here in this column, the meaning of them. Okay, next, transparency. You have here an exercise, and you can answer this exercise helping with this frame. Okay, for example, the number 1, fill the gaps using yet, already, before, ever, never, and just. Number 1, have you ever tasted mussels? You have here the mussels. No, I haven't. And the question is, if you have you ever tasted mussel? Si tú has comido los mussels, que son ostiones, es para preguntarte si lo has hecho. When you see the answer The answer begins with negative form, and you need to negate again the result, ¿ok? Tienes que negar otra vez el resultado. Entonces dices, no, I have checked the frame. Oh, sorry. The frame says never. When you use never, the position is before the verb and the sentence negative, the meaning is not done. Okay? No, I haven't, and you can use the contraction. No, I haven't. Never tasted them, but maybe one day I will try. Vas a decir ahí que no, que nunca los has probado, ¿verdad? Pero pues algún día lo vas a intentar, lo tratarás de hacer, lo intentarás hacer. And you have another examples here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 exercise that you can practice, okay? And help with this frame. So, task, first task. Make a card. Make a card describing a place have you ever been once there or someone of your friends or family using the vocabulary and grammar 1. Vas a hacer la tarjeta 1, es tu primera tarea. Vas a hacer la tarjeta 1 donde vas a describir un lugar en el cual tú has estado alguna vez o más con alguno de tus amigos o alguien de tu familia y vas a usar el vocabulario del grammar 1. Vámonos ahora a ver la EasyFi para que puedan escuchar los audios que tienen que usar para realizar los ejercicios. Okay, you have here the grammar focus that you listened, and the first exercise below the grammar focus. How many times have you done these things in the past week? Write your answer and, well, then compare with yourself in this case. So, number 1, cook dinner. I cooked dinner twice this week, or I haven't cooked dinner this week, okay? And make the other examples or sentence. Negative, affirmative forms. Now, you have here, pay attention here, you have here the regular and the irregular past participles. And remember that when you have a regular verb, you just add the ed or d at the final of the verb. But if you have an irregular verb, it changes all, okay? Almost all. Checa muy bien, por favor, tienes la columna aquí de los verbos regulares y son un ejemplo, y de los verbos irregulares. Fíjate bien, por favor, observa bien, porque vas a agregarle el ed o la d nada más a los verbos regulares, pero es muy diferente cuando tú te encuentras con un verbo irregular, porque esto cambia todo o casi todo. Por ejemplo, puedes ver aquí be y es muy diferente verlo en pasado participio y se transforma en been, o ver un do y se transforma en did, ¿ok? Un eat y se transforma en eaten, ¿ok? Y tú me vas a decir, ay, pues no que se escribía ate. No, acuérdate que ese es pasado y este es pasado participio, es muy diferente, muy diferente. Por eso yo quiero y te insisto en que estudies los verbos. Now, you have the exercise below, here, and complete, please. And per word, okay. Now, next page. On the next page, you have a conversation. A conversation here. Listen.
Page 66. Exercise 4. Conversation. Have you ever had a Cuban sandwich? Part A. Listen and practice.
I'm sorry I'm late. Have you been here long?
No, only for a few minutes. So, have you chosen a restaurant yet?
I can't decide. We can go to a big restaurant or have a sandwich at a cafe. Have you ever had a Cuban sandwich?
No, I haven't. Are they good?
They're delicious. I've had them many times.
You really like Cuban food. Have you ever been to Cuba?
No, but I went to college in Miami. I ate empanadas and rice and beans all the time.
Now, repeat the audio that you needed, okay? Now, listen the rest of the conversation.
Page 66. Exercise 4. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Where do they decide to go after lunch?
So, what would you like to do this afternoon?
Let's see. Have you ever been close to an alligator?
What? No, I haven't. Why?
There's a new alligator park that I haven't been to yet. I've heard it's very exciting. You can see alligators up close and take pictures with them.
Okay, let me just finish my sandwich. Maybe this will be my last meal.
Haha! Wow, I've never seen you this scared before.
Okay. And for the workbook, you need to answer the exercise and let me check 3, 4, page 56, 57, and I think 58 too. Well, see you in the next grammar.